I love old things. Antique furniture, grandfather clocks, clawfoot bathtubs, classic cars. But my passion is historic homes. 20 years ago, this 1896 house was condemned. And with little money and no construction experience, I bought this house and restored it.
Back then, this part of North Hill was dangerous. Drugs, guns, robberies.
But that didn't stop me from restoring over 60 rundown and dilapidated houses. And when other visionaries joined in, we not only saved the neighborhood, we preserved a part of Pensacola's glorious past.
My name is David Everett, and I'm here to show you how to restore historical homes and how to save at-risk neighborhoods.
This is Pensacola Historic Dream Cottages. This is the North Hill Historical Preservation District. It's the largest residential historical preservation district in the entire state of Florida. Originally, we're the city of Five Flags. We were under 5 different regimes, and when the Spanish had the city, they laid out this part of the town, and they put in a lot of parks, very European design. So the park to our right is called Alabama Square. Hi, I'm David Everett. On this episode of Pensacola Historic Dream Cottages, Stephanie and I will take a tour of Pensacola's historical North Hill community. We're going to take a sneak peek of some of the architectural homes that we've renovated. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss this. So our target zone, I guess since 1999, has been from here to Cervantes. The very first house that we finished, the highest up house in the neighborhood, is coming up on the left. It's got the little heart-shaped shutters. We call that the Faux Tudor. That was actually a 1940 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's got a detached courtyard or a detached garage, a hidden courtyard in the back, and we did the fireplace bricks that we salvage when we tear down our gut houses. We use those to kind of create the little parking paddock that has the herringbone pattern, and we had all the fence pickets cut in that the French Gothic style, and then we put in the architectural shingle roofs that kind of look like the old cedar shake roofs, and then we put dusk to dawn lights front, side, and back on all the houses, and keep them all well lit at night.
So this is Kelly's Corner. It is also a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's got the nice privacy fence around the back. You have the landscaping. It's got the newer style roof on there, and Kelly has lived there for a while now.
Forever, yeah. She's been our first tenant, and she's still there. What is it, at least 10
to 12 years?
Yeah. Now, you'll also notice in front of all the houses, there's crepe myrtles. We planted crepe myrtles in front of all the houses in a white-purple blooming pattern. Now, to your left, that house was just built. Beautiful home that they just did, and I think that sold for
like $460 or
something of that range. And but had we not come in and cleaned the neighborhood up, people wouldn't have come in and started building in the area again, because it had fallen to such a state of disrepair.
Don't forget Naughty Girl here to the right.
Naughty Girl, Nauti, like nautical. He works offshore, and he's got a porthole door. When we bought that one, he was living there, and he had been there for a couple of years at that point, and we remodeled the house around him, and I think he's been there now 17 years?
He's been there 17 years.
Yeah, 17 years. Now, coming up on the right, there's this huge white house. It's the largest house on De Villiers Street, but it was originally established in 1905 by the Knights of Pythias, and then later taken over by the Benevolent Society of Omega. It's been many, many things. It's been a church, it's been a moose lodge, it's been a dance hall. I heard in the World Wars the girls would come and dance with the soldiers upstairs and stuff. And we restored that, and it's just really neat apartments inside. Matter of fact, we have a couple available to show just for giggles and grins. We have some people moving in, but we want to show them all.
Yeah, we'll show those later.
That was a really neat one. Now to our left, we got a lot that we're selling. How much are we selling our lot for?
Our lot is for $79,000.
Yeah, and that's right there. It is a North Hill
Historic Preservation lot.
Now this little house to the right is called the Knoll House. It's a little 1940 cottage. It is new wiring, plumbing, roof, windows, very cute. That rents for what?
That rents for $875 a month. $875 a month. And then we have the carriage house that's in the back. That's 2 upstairs apartments with garages below them. Those rent, I believe, in the $795 range,
Something
if I'm
like that.
remembering that correctly.
Now the house coming up on the right, the brick house, we call that the Marilyn Monroe, a classy dame from the 50s. And that was, at one point, the newest house on the street for many years.
Okay. Yeah, this one here to the right is the oldest house in the neighborhood.
On this street.
On this street.
Right.
On this street. It was built in 1900. We call this one the Irish Rose. It is, gosh, we did a lot of work to that one.
Well, that one, when we first got it, it looked like a 40s house because it has that asbestos-style shingles and it's got the old awnings and stuff from the 40s. But in the 40s, they did all that as an upgrade, per se. And then they added the old aluminum windows, and inside they did all that paneling and the drop
and the
ceilings.
drop ceilings.
And,
I remember when we took those out and took the drop ceilings out, and just the ceilings are
were
just
like
amazing.
3 feet
in there
taller,
now.
and they were the old the beadboard that it was patinaed from all the fireplaces
Right.
and stuff. The house across the street, we call it the Craftsman because back in the day, you've heard of Craftsman tools,
Right.
and that's from Sears.
Sears and Roebuck.
Sears and Roebucks, and they used to sell houses out of their magazine, and they
Really?
would send them to you on a train with a how-to guide, nails, boards, everything.
Oh, wow.
And that's the Craftsman style, and that was 2 bedroom, 1 bath, and we got those fully furnished at the moment. Now coming up on your right,
That is Ma Cherie.
Charlie, my love. Now this one was a very bad, it was it had been abandoned for so many years, and it was sinking, and it had just a ton of work that was needed.
Now, is this the one that you came to work one day and it
Looked
was
like it was
leaning?
leaning, yeah, so we used a chain and come along and ratcheted it back straight, and then created a very nice, basically built a brand new house in that 1940 shell.
Right. Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
a
the
lot of these are,
military really
you
like
know,
them.
tell them why we furnished them.
Oh gosh, well we furnish them because a lot of time our military come back from Afghanistan or Iraq,
Wherever they're at.
and wherever they're coming from, and they don't have anything. Basically all they have is their rucksack, and you know, we like to make it where they feel like they're coming home.
Absolutely.
It's right down to the dishes and silverware that
And
it's furnished.
pictures on the walls, everything. So now where we first started cleaning the neighborhood up is up here on our right. The 2-story house there is the only one we couldn't save. We actually tore it down ourselves. We were actually filming a horror movie, believe it or not. One that I had written. It was called The Whitmire Ghoul. And because here in Pensacola, there was actually in 1950 area, I think, there was a guy at the Whitmire Cemetery digging up young girls and leaving their bodies. Could never catch him. And I wrote a kind of a "this is what was going on" horror movie, and we actually filmed it here, and we were tearing the house down, and it was part of the thing, and we actually have film of that front wall falling, you know, when we were taking it all down. But we built that from scratch by my design, and we came up with a 2-bedroom, 1 bath downstairs and a 1-bedroom, 1 bath loft upstairs.
At Red Door Property, we will teach you how to live for free. How? By fixing old houses and revitalizing neighborhoods. You don't have to be rich or particularly smart, just be willing to put in the work. We've been doing this since 1999, and we can teach you how to do it too. Our mentors will teach you the process of how to take a house from broken to beautiful. And we'll show you how to live for free while doing it. Pensacola Historic Dream Cottages has beautiful and affordable homes available filled with the charm of yesteryear and the function of today. Since 1999, we've been restoring homes in the North Hill Historical Preservation District in downtown Pensacola, Florida. Each cottage has been transformed into a beautiful dream home, only minutes from interstates in downtown Pensacola. Furnished and unfurnished 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms, even roommate house share options. Pick a home to fall in love with at the Pensacola Historic Dream Cottages.
Oh my gosh, we do it all.
Unfortunately, yeah.
We trim palms, we do landscaping.
Yeah, and we can help a lot of people with some tips on,
Yeah, 'cause
affordable landscaping,
Yeah.
Because you got, when you create a lot of rentals, basically you also have a lot of maintenance that you have to keep up with.
Yeah,
And
it's a lot of yards.
it's a whole lot of yards because I think we're down to about 48 houses. So when you're doing 48 yards, it's a lot
So
of work.
minimal landscaping is better than having to mow.
Zero
a lot.
scaping, exactly, yeah.
If you'll notice as we're driving by, most of our properties have red doors on them. That is because David
Well,
read
yeah.
an article that said
Several years back,
that houses sell or rent faster that when they have
Well,
a red door.
the actual thing said it's a house with a red door sells 3 times faster than any other house of any other door color. And I thought, well, that might, work for rentals as well.
Whenever I first came to work, this is the one you were just finishing up.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm very familiar with the baseboards in there.
Oh, yeah. Because, when Mouse came to work for us, we started her from the very, painting, scraping, restoration work and stuff. And now she's gone on to get her sales associate license and everything. So she helps other people buy and sell. But she's actually got the background of actually doing the renovations herself. The more I learned about how the city works and how, investments work and stuff, a lot of people, the city really doesn't have the power to completely clean up a neighborhood. And, a lot of the big dollar investors, they have enough money to move in and out of big projects and not, actually be out there doing the work. They can kind of contract it out. And so I figured that, it's a small niche of the market that can go in, and start buying up and fixing up. So you just have to have the desire to move forward with stuff. And so we just started buying up and cleaning everything up that we could. And, I guess since 1999, we've done 60 renovations, but we still have 48 houses. The right again, we have a 1918 house, and actually we can take them in the back apartment of that one in a little
that
bit
one's
too.
available. We can
That
go to
one
that
is called the Tree House. The reason it's called the Tree House, in the back there's a 2-story section, and we created a bedroom out of that, and a very nice little duplex that we made in 1918, right?
Yes.
Correct. Man, this one was bad. Well, it is beautiful in here.
Wow.
Who did this amazing work?
Oh, wait, it was
us. This we kind of put in a brand new kitchen. We put the eat-in bar here so that you don't have to worry about, tables and things like that. But we did keep all this neat old beams. All this was original to the house, so we like to keep something original, even though we have to do sometimes those horrible gut to stud, redo absolutely everything, because that was what this was. And after putting in this whole kitchen with everything brand new, even the microwave range hoods and the new sinks and the new cabinets and the eat-in and all the under cabinet lights that light up, we also did a great renovation on this bathroom. It's got one of our clawfoot tubs. Now we have over 50 of these that we've restored and put them back into the houses. Through the years, people would take them out, so we would restore them and put them back in. And we put the shower kits in and everything. And then we like to, those windows and stuff, we put that faux antique glass on there. And guess who does that?
I do.
And so I want to show you upstairs. There's some surprises that we did in the attic area. So even upstairs, we carried the stained glass theme everywhere. And then this attic area, we created a really neat bedroom. And that's why we call this the tree house. You look out over these windows and you see nothing but trees. It's very quiet back here. But we added a half bath. So you have a little pocket door that closes over the toilet, and then we put a nice sink in here, which also has dimmable lights. Now,
Well, that's a nice feature for this room, so you don't have to go all the way downstairs.
yeah, middle of the night, trip down the stairs. But for storage, we carved into the attic and created a big walk-in closet with recessed lights, shoe racks, and box storage. So we actually put stuff over
There's
here
even outlets up here.
Yeah, we got outlets, we got places for your luggage, for your Christmas decorations, plenty of clothing hanging, and just everything in this upstairs section. So that worked out really, really nice. So this is about one of 60 rentable units that we have. We have a couple more we can show everybody, so let's go and take a look at those.
So that was pretty cool. I
With
like
that.
how it has the tree house part.
Yeah.
You feel like you're up above the trees.
It's wonderful. Now, that's a wonderful little back apartment, but the one I'm fixing to show you is like one of the biggest apartments we've ever done. That's also one of the grandest pieces I've ever been able to accomplish, so I can't wait to show that one off.
Great, let's go see it.
All right. This house it's the biggest house on DeVilliers Street, and talk about a lot of work, but it's got an interesting history to the area. It's been used as a lot of different things, like a dance hall, a moose lodge, a church, and it was originally, I found this plaque in the attic, and it says Castle Hall, Myrtle Lodge, number 6, Knights of Pythias. It says erected May of 1905. So was this building erected in 1905? I'm not sure. I think the tax records say in the 40s or something of that sort. But I know that the Knights of Pythias started this, and then I think the Benevolent Society of Omega took over in the 40s, and we actually bought it from the last of the Omegans. But a house of this age, a lot of times they have, when this one was built, it had small eaves. And so when the eaves are small, it basically lets the water drip right alongside of the pilings. And that basically makes the pilings sink and settle. So this house had all this settlement going all over the back and side, so everything was dropped. So when we actually got everything jacked and leveled, we had this 200-ton house in the air on pneumatic jacks. We had this board with all the jacks, so it's like a mixing board, and they were just, making this part come up or that part go down. And then we set the whole house back down on its foundation. Gutted it completely to stud and created some marvelous apartments. So I want to show you what we did with the 2 upstairs apartments.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to go upstairs to these 2 apartments, and I think leg day at the gym because it's a long staircase, but they are uber cool. Ma'am?
Oh, thank you. Leg day it is.
Here we go. These are the original stairs from when the place
So
was
these were
built.
here.
These were here. And here's the apartment.
Wow.
So this is the New York loft. This is the kitchen area. Now this kitchen was my stepsister's in Orlando. Because they had built that, or had that big house they were tearing down, and they lived there for many years, and then they built that really, really big house. And they said I could come get whatever I wanted. And we had Christmas dinners and Thanksgiving dinners all around this kitchen for years.
For years? What do you mean? Why didn't you think of this beforehand?
Think of what beforehand? As soon as this was available, it came available during the time that I was renovating this apartment. So we created this New York loft using this great big kitchen that we, had from family with lots of love. Now the pot rack, we actually had that. It was one of the people who do the blacksmithing.
Oh yeah.
And like the arts festivals and stuff. And then we actually bored into the attic with some really big heavy beams, so it's really
very
there.
secure.
And then we put the under the cabinet lights. So with the New York open field, we just left everything open, and we built in lots of closet space, and then we did my signature high hides where we build the upper storage in so that you'll have a spot to put all your
stuff.
luggage and Christmas decorations and whatnot.
Before we go any further, I have to ask about the piano.
Oh, you do?
Why?
Well, but it was heavy. And
So you built around the
yeah,
piano.
we just built around it. It was
Okay.
like no way I was going to carry that thing down the stairs, and so we thought, you know, that's kind of a neat piece because back in the day, this was used as a church and a dance hall. And back in like the World Wars, the girls would come dance with the soldiers up here.
Okay.
And I think that was the piano that they used for the music. And I was like, you know, that's kind of a neat piece of
Yeah,
history.
it's kind of neat.
You know, so anyway, I was doing all these closets so that you have tons and tons of storage units. And then, of course, you also have like a little stack washer dryer in
Right.
the closet over here. So you can actually have, you know, tons of storage, laundry, tons of closet space. But then I also put in one of those antique clawfoot tubs.
Oh, another
Yep,
tub.
Another tub, one of the 50 plus tubs that we've restored. And it's good when you can find one of these that the actual emulsion isn't chipped very much. And I think this one had a small chip here that we had to try to repair.
Right.
But you can re-enamel them, but they don't last quite as long. So this is one that actually has the original porcelain intact, which is nice. The bedroom in here, we put 2 more closets in. I know we had tons and tons of closets in here. So we have a his and her closet here.
Don't you mean hers and hers?
Yes. Yes, I do. But we also have more high hides and stuff. So
Okay.
it turned out with tons and tons of closet space. And and of course, ceiling fans with propellers on them that you could fly a plane with. But one of the other things that was really neat about this apartment is the floors.
Tell us about the floors.
I will tell you about the floors. These are actual pieces of, you know, just 1x maple wood that was salvaged from the First Baptist Church rec center downtown. They were redoing their rec center and tore up all this basketball court. And we got the basketball court and rebuilt it piece by piece in this entire building.
Wow.
And there's over 5,000 square feet.
So all 5 apartments have this basketball court.
The 4 apartments.
The
yes,
4 apartments.
Absolutely. They have the basketball court in here, and it's just, there's a metal spline down the back end of each one of these, and it's
That
very,
holds
very
it in
unique.
place.
So this is, you know, a one-off floor that used to be an old basketball court.
Very
Pretty cool, huh?
interesting.
Ma'am?
That was great.
Well, thank you. Well, I have saved the best for last. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you the King's Courtyard.
Okay. You aren't kidding. It is right next door.
Absolutely. You own the whole neighborhood, right? Here's the creme de la creme. All right. So we kind of created a suggested bedroom in this big 1,400 square foot loft space. And we just went up 8 feet and then just kind of left it open at the top.
That's really
So,
cool.
yeah, it's just suggested. It's got, you know, 2 openings, one here, one over here. All right, so what I did with this is I created a fake window so that the real window could have some natural light coming into the bedroom.
Right.
Plus, it's kind of neat. You can see who's coming up the stairwell. But one of the neat things I really like about this apartment is we found some antique glass block, and we created this
Wow.
shower. I know.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you can actually go through. There's no shower curtains needed. You can kind of go through the
Just
whole
walk
thing,
through.
and you know, come out the other side. And we also, you know, clawfoot tubs come in a lot of sizes. You know, I've got a small one in one of the apartments that's like 3 foot wide or long,
Right?
but it's more of a shower basin. This is one of the biggest clawfoot tubs.
I don't think I've ever seen that one that big.
And it's a perfect soaking tub. So I figured you want a shower, great. You want to soak in a nice bath, you have that as well. So we had a ball creating this.
This
we
is a
put
great
lots of different
space.
lights. We got all the different recessed lights, and you know, a lot of natural light coming in from the 2 windows that are in the shower or in the bathroom. So that turned out really, really nice. This is real granite tops. And so we're going to go into the main section. Again, this is kind of the New York loft type thing. So come on in here and I'll show you.
Wow. This is spacious.
All right, so the rest of this, again, we have these tall ceilings and everything that you get with the old style homes and all that. All this is modern day function. You know, you got tons and tons of space. Back in the day, people didn't have a lot of clothes, and so they didn't have a lot of closets.
Right.
Nowadays, we have tons of storage needs. We have another one
And
of our
again,
little
another
reading
little-
nooks with a lift-up lid, and then we've got more storage over here. Again, everything has lights. We even have a little platform reading nook here, and again, we have one of the
One of the
Tiffany
Tiffany
lights in
lights.
there. Then we put in a nice pantry. So again, the lights in the pantry. And then the kitchen, we have the actual granite tops. And it's kind of a neat kitchen because you're kind of
Oh,
looking
you
out
overlook
over your
the living
apartment.
area.
And you have lots of interesting lights. There's a lot of different ways to light your kitchen and everything. So a lot of times people have a window in front of their kitchen sink. Well, you have quite the vista of the entire apartment. So this turned out really, really cool.
This is a great space.
Yeah, you can see why we call it the King's Courtyard.
Yes.
All right, well, I think we got some yard work we've got to do.
Oh, really?
Well, that's why we're dressed this way, right? And we got
I was hoping you
all-
forgot.
Oh, no. No, we got lots of stuff we've got to take care of. So let's get to it.
Okay.
Ma'am?
David and Stephanie here. Thank you for joining Pensacola Historic Dream Cottages. If you're interested in investing, renting, or purchasing, check us out at PensacolaDreamCottages.com. See you next time. At Red Door Property, we will teach you how to live for free. How? By fixing old houses and revitalizing neighborhoods. You don't have to be rich or particularly smart, just be willing to put in the work. We've been doing this since 1999, and we can teach you how to do it too. Our mentors will teach you the process of how to take a house from broken to beautiful. And we'll show you how to live for free while doing it.
Presenting The Arbors, the most significant senior living community in Northwest Florida. The Arbors offers unparalleled amenities for seniors who enjoy an active lifestyle, those who require additional assistance, and seniors in need of memory care. Located in Gulf Breeze proper with easy access to the beach and downtown, The Arbors offers unlimited luxury but has limited availability. Reserve your residence today at The Arbors, the most exclusive address for senior living.